Hey, you're watching the Press Row. I'm Jenny here with Barry. We've got to talk signing day, Barry. It's such a big day, not only in our offices, but around the state, around the country. You and I had a chance to see it from a lot of different angles yesterday, but I can't help but start with this. Can we talk about some of these coaches' hair, Barry? Come on, Les Miles. Let's start with the old Oklahoma State coach. He pops up on the TV yesterday. ESPN's got a crew in Baton Rouge, and I thought his hair was going to jump off the screen at me, Barry. And then Mike Gundy comes out for his press conference. He's growing a beard, which I don't know if you saw, was a completely different color than his hair. Barry, why are these guys coloring their hair?
You're talking to the wrong guy, obviously. I don't really know how that process even works, but I can tell you why.
Could we do a first person? Is there any chance we could put you in a chair and get your hair colored?
Yes, there is. If you'll do the same, and we get to pick each other's color.
Oh boy.
Well, then that's a deal.
Okay, back to the original question.
It's a clear reason. It's a young man's game. I mean, why are these guys doing silly things like dancing and
dabbing?
Do all the stuff that they're doing. Even Bob Stoops admits, he's doing stuff he's not.
Trotting out trophies for the signing day ceremony.
He stood behind a garden of hardware. I mean, it's clear that. In this age of technology and social media, coaches are doing things they don't really haven't done in the past, not necessarily comfortable doing now, but they're trying to appeal to 18-year-olds. It's a crazy world. They've got to woo these guys. They got to charm these guys. And now, of course, as soon as they sign and get them on campus, their sergeant at arms, their strength and conditioning coach, will turn drill sergeant and make these guys' life miserable. So there's a de-recruiting process about to take place. Mm-hmm. But until they sign, man, those guys are all in on appealing to 18-year-olds. And what we saw yesterday was not appealing to the guys they just signed. It was appealing to the guys they want to sign a year from now. Mm-hmm. So all those trophies in Norman, I mean, that was a shot across the bow at Baylor. That was telling every kid in Texas, hey,
we got all this.
They got a lot of shiny toys in Baylor, in Waco. We got the championship trophies. So there's a lot of gamesmanship going on back and forth.
Also at Texas, let's not forget what Texas did yesterday with their recruiting class, jumping up out of nowhere to be a top 10 class. Got, I believe it ended up being 8 commitments in the 24 hours, essentially from, sort of 12 hours before to, the end of their signing class that were not committed to Texas, then say, I'm going to Texas and sign with Texas. Huge gets for Texas, and yet it's still a situation where Texas is 11-14 in the last 2 years, didn't even make a bowl this last year. So clearly, I think when you talk about gamesmanship, that's part of it too. But Charlie Strong doesn't have any hair to color. I just thought about that. But back to Les Miles for a second, because you can't argue with the results. LSU gets a great recruiting class again. Maybe the Hunger Game look works, Barry. Have you seen the Hunger Games?
I've not seen the Hunger Games.
Well, there's this whole subset of people in the Hunger Games that they look unnatural in the way that they do their makeup and their clothes and their hair. It's kind of futuristic but weird. Kind of thought of Les Miles when I saw him yesterday in the Hunger Games.
Well,
with the
great
hair.
day. Maybe that's everything will be fine in football season because he'll have the high hat on,
that's
and
right.
we won't be able to see it.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe we just don't see.
It may be weird all the time. Yeah, it may be weird all the time.
Under that hat, it might be blue or purple or
who knows?
Gold or.
Who knows? We need to talk to Stoops about his hair color. See if he's going to go with a psychedelic color. Crimson. How about if every college football coach has to wear their school color in their hair? That's a good rule. As many rules as we got in the NCAA rule book, why don't we have that one?
That's a good one. And by the way, if people want to send their suggestions in for what color we should each have each other color their hair, we'll take them. That'll be fun. I don't know if we'll do it, but maybe we'll do that the same week I also wear a Russell Westbrook poncho to a Thunder game and see how he responds to that.
Well, it'll look better on you than it did him, I promise you that.
All right, be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.